Imagine this, a single flip of the middle finger aimed at the brave men and women guarding our nation's capital, and just like that, a high-profile government job vanishes in an instant. Shocking, right? But is this a stand for respect or a symptom of deeper divisions in America today? Stick around as we dive deep into this explosive story from the heart of Washington, D.C. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, and welcome back to Lebo News, where we break down the headlines with facts, context, and the kind of analysis that makes you think twice. I'm your host, and today we're unpacking a firing that's sparking debate across the political spectrum. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi just axed a Department of Justice employee for what she called inappropriate conduct toward National Guard members deployed to D.C. But why now? And what does this say about the tensions boiling over in our capital city? Let's get into it. First off, the basics. On Friday, Attorney General Bondi announced the termination on X, formerly Twitter, in response to a New York Post report. She wrote, "Today, I took action to terminate a DOJ employee for inappropriate conduct towards National Guard service members in D.C., adding that anyone who disrespects law enforcement won't have a place in the department." The employee in question? Elizabeth Baxter, a paralegal in the DOJ's Environmental Defense Section. According to a memo from Bondi, published by the Post, Baxter allegedly raised her middle finger and shouted vulgarities at National Guard troops on August 18th while heading to work. She reportedly went on to disparage the troops afterward. Reuters tried to reach Baxter for comment but couldn't immediately connect, leaving her side of the story untold for now. But here's where it gets intriguing. This isn't just about one bad day or a momentary lapse in judgment. To understand why this escalated to a firing and why it's making waves, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. President Donald Trump deployed hundreds of National Guard members to Washington's streets earlier this month, declaring a crime emergency and announcing a temporary federal takeover of the city's police department. Trump, a Republican, has framed D.C. as a hotbed of chaos, even though Justice Department data shows violent crime in the district hit a 30-year low last year. That's right, despite the rhetoric, the numbers paint a different story. Washington, as a self-governing federal district under Congress's jurisdiction, has seen its share of political tug-of-war, and this deployment is no exception. Think about it. Trump has made law and order a cornerstone of his agenda. Back in June, he sent Marines and National Guard troops to Los Angeles and threatened similar actions in Chicago, moves that clashed with Democratic governors in California and Illinois. Now, in D.C., we've got agents from the FBI and other agencies patrolling alongside the Guard. Critics, including many Democrats, argue this is an overreach, militarizing civilian spaces without clear justification. On the flip side, Trump and his allies point to early signs of success, like the president's recent post on Truth Social. D.C. will soon be a crime-free zone in only 14 days, far faster than scheduled. Supporters say the presence of troops is deterring crime and restoring safety. So, why fire Baxter so swiftly? Let's analyze the layers here. At face value, it's about respect for service members. The National Guard isn't just any group, they're everyday Americans, often from our own communities, stepping up during crises, flipping them off and hurling insults. That's not just rude. In the eyes of leadership like Bondi, it's a direct affront to the chain of command and the values the DOJ upholds. Bondi, a staunch Trump ally and former Florida Attorney General, has built her career on tough on-crime stances. This firing sends a clear message. Zero tolerance for behavior that undermines authority, especially amid a high-stakes deployment aimed at curbing what the administration sees as rampant issues. But dig deeper, and you'll see potential political undercurrents. D. Mayor Muriel Bowser, a Democrat, initially pushed back against the federal takeover, filing a legal challenge through the city's attorney general. That led to a negotiated deal keeping Police Chief Pamela Smith in operational control, a compromise that highlights the friction between federal and local power. In this charged environment, Baxter's actions could be viewed as emblematic of broader resistance. Was she protesting the deployment itself? We don't know her motivations yet, but if so, It raises questions about free speech versus workplace conduct. After all, government employees are held to high standards. But where's the line between personal expression and professional duty? From a cultural standpoint, this resonates deeply in America, where respect for the military and law enforcement is woven into our national fabric. Polls show that a majority of Americans hold positive views of the armed forces, but divisions emerge along party lines. Republicans often emphasize unwavering support, while some Democrats critique militarization in domestic affairs. This incident amplifies those divides. Is the firing a necessary enforcement of decorum, or does it stifle dissent in a time when questioning authority is part of our democratic tradition? It's a reminder of how personal actions can ripple into national conversations, especially in a polarized era. Now, let's consider the implications. For the DOJ, this could boost morale among staff who support the administration's agenda, reinforcing a culture of accountability. But it might also create a chilling effect, employees wary of expressing views that could be seen as disrespectful. On the streets of D.C., the Guard's presence has drawn mixed reactions. Some residents welcome the added security, citing anecdotes of reduced disturbances, while others feel it's an unnecessary show of force in a city that's statistically safer than it's been in decades. As we wrap this up, one thing's clear. This firing isn't isolated. It's a snapshot of America's ongoing struggle with crime, power, and respect. Whether you see it as justified discipline or an overreaction, it underscores the high stakes in our capital. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Should personal gestures lead to job loss in government roles? And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives into the stories shaping our world. Thanks for watching Lebo News. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.